How's everybody doing tonight? Ready for a little story time with Tommy?
Yeah.
Tom, whoa. This is part of my you turn 50 starter kit. You get a case of reading glasses. Thomas Diebold, man. I'm going to change that introduction. I sound like an accountant. I think I'm going to go back to Tommy. That's what my name was when I was a little kid. I'm going to give you a little bit of background about me. That's what Casey and Spaz said I should do because I talk a little funny and I walk a little weird and alcohol's not involved. See, I was born December 29th, 1967, which is okay, except I was supposed to be born in March of 68. So, because of that, I was born with cerebral palsy. Oh, no, it's actually pretty cool. Because we're incredibly, apparently we're very quick-witted, but we're very uncoordinated. So I can insult all of you with incredible skill, but I can't get away fast enough. So I actually got to ride to school on the short bus. I wore a helmet for protection. Okay. But I'm a comedian. It's in my wiring. But I didn't know that. So I would always have to decide, is this insult worth getting beat up for? And I would always choose yes. Because I'm thinking, I've got the helmet, what's the worst that can happen? And the other kids on the short bus can barely move, so... So I've learned a lot about the audience story, Spaz and Casey's introduction and everything. Where's the engaged couple? Okay. If you pull out your phone, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to because I had to laugh, and I gotta get my readers on. Okay, because it's I just turned 50, and you guys, you older folks here, you're not telling us what's going to happen. It's not fair. Okay, so if you look up the definition for engaged, it starts out with the obvious: occupied, attract, or involve. Then it goes to promise to marry, and then number 4 is to enter into conflict or combat. So just a little heads up, okay?
He's missing in action. He's no longer there.
So, okay, in your turning 50 starter kit, you get like a case of these, and you get a coupon to Hagar's. Could you wait till the joke's done, Spaz? I appreciate the support. The Comfort Stretch Elastic Leisure Pants. Those things are awesome, okay? Because some weeks you want to get into shape, and other weeks you say, oh, forget it, I'm going to go gain 10 pounds. And you don't have to buy different pants. It's awesome. So, but the thing with the readers is, okay, your eyes go and your memory goes, right? So you're doing this, and then you do this, okay? And then 10 minutes later, you want to read something, and you can't find your glasses. Okay, so then you're doing this. And you're walking around, right, and then your wife walks in and looks at you like you're an idiot, right? Until you go, honey, look at this picture that our daughter sent us. And she goes, well, I can't see it. I'm like, perfect. See, I'm going to forget those, too. So we just celebrated our 10th wedding anniversary. We've been married 27, but it peaked at 10, so... We have 4 beautiful children, and I was adopted, so we're thinking about adoption too. We just don't know which one to give up. It's true, I was adopted. See, I was born with cerebral palsy. My mother wasn't married. Her occupation at the time, politically correct definition, is carnal knowledge hostess. So I was a workplace, you know what I'm saying, right? So I was a handful. She didn't know what to do with me, so she dropped me off at one of those no-kill shelters. And this sweet little German couple wanted to make a little money on the side, so they decided to get me as a foster kid. And they took me home, and after the weekend, they took me back and said, no, we can't handle it. All right, but they had a biological daughter, and she kind of fell in love with me as a project. And she said, Mom, let's go back and get him. And my mom's like, you know, if we don't take him, nobody will. So they went back and got me, and it ended up being a beautiful story. So for any of you that do foster care or take anything or have adopted a highway or whatever, congratulations, thank you. Keep up the good work, because it gave me the wonderful life that I have. And that's what brought me to this stage tonight, because when you're not from the same is that a sign? So, how the hell did you do that? It's a sleight of hand thing. You have to have cerebral palsy. So anyway, so my mom and dad went through the war in Germany. So emotionally, their fuse is blown. I am a very emotional person. And so there was never a connection there. So the only way to really survive was through humor. You know, I would go to my dad and I'd say, listen, I don't feel good about myself. I have these issues. And he'd go, why do you think they call it self-esteem? What are you looking at me for? You know? So for me, with my kids, I really always wanted to nurture them, let them know how special they were. Not special, I'm special. Anyway, how proud I was of them. And my kids have done some amazing things. My middle daughter just got back from a preaching tour in Israel. And you know, I called my mom up and I said, listen, you know, my kids are doing these amazing things. There had to be some point when you were raising me that you just went, wow, you know, what was it? And without even thinking about it, she goes, the day we found out you weren't retarded. So my mom would go around, and if any of you read the bio, which I didn't know Casey and Spaz were actually going to publish, my mom would introduce me, and she'd go, he's not retarded, he's emotionally disturbed. The real reason I'm emotionally disturbed is my mother would tell people I'm not retarded. Oh, but I've, you know, and my mom, she always wanted me to just, my dad worked in a factory for 25 years, hated every day of it. But to provide for the family, that's what you did. So my mom arranged for me to get a job at a garbage bag factory. That was her dream for me, okay? I'm not that way. I was an entrepreneur. I wanted to be something, do something, you know, be like a layaway manager at the dollar store, something. You know, reach for the skies. Speaking of dollar store, the dollar store, I saw the other day, this is a comment on our society on how screwed up our financial priorities are, okay? I saw a guy in the dollar store with eyeglasses in his hand and razors carrying a Starbucks. So let's analyze this for a second. So what that means is his eyesight and the largest organ on his body, his skin, is worth $2. Coffee, $5.50. Makes no sense. You Now, another thing that makes no sense is I see signs everywhere, and because I'm wired a little different, I see a sign, I don't see the logic, I see the humor, right? Like, even in the bathrooms, you'll see a sign that says employees must wash hands. I prefer to do it myself. You know, I'm driving at 95, and I see the billboard. It says, "Imagine living sober." What market are they going for? See, because let's just say somebody had been drinking too much, and they're driving on 95. What do you think they're doing? They are imagining living sober. How do you think they're trying to focus down the road? If they get pulled over, what are they going to tell the officer? What are you doing? You're weaving all over the place. I'm imagining I'm living sober. That's what the sign says. Another sign that I don't get, that they got close but they missed the mark, and you've probably seen it. It says, call the aggressive attorney. No, that was close. It should say, call the aggressive attorney now. Yeah, they missed it. They could have really gone for that. They missed it kind of like I did with that punchline. We'll try something completely different. So I'm originally from Canada. I moved to Florida because my wife lied to me. She said, let's go visit my parents in Florida. So we've been visiting since '98. So what happened was, I bought return tickets and everything. And then she goes, well, you know, we're moving here. I said, great. You're going to go pack our stuff. I'm going to get a job. So I did. I got a job. She went up. She lovingly packed all of her stuff, sold mine for pennies on the dollar, and turned out. And then they explained to me how certain things work in Florida. Like, for instance, if you don't want something, you can put it at the end of your driveway and anyone can take it. I'm like, this is really cool. So now I have 52 portable basketball hoops. It's coming around, you'll get it. After the fifth one, the pawn shop's like, you realize people are throwing those out. See, but portable basketball hoops is another sign that our society is in decay. It's a complete lack of commitment on the part of parents. When we were growing up, where was the basketball hoop? On the garage, right? So your neighbors knew you had kids. They knew this was the fun part and that you cared about them. You didn't care about dents on the car. You didn't care what the house looked like. You wanted your kids to be in the driveway safe playing basketball, not out in the street where they could be hit by a car. Now you see all the little kids playing out in the street, car hits them, the kid's gone, the parents go, well, we'll just leave the basketball hoop out on the curb. Thomas will probably come get it in a week or two anyway. So, back to turning 50, in my turning 50 starter kit that I got, and apparently that's something that they give you in Florida, one of the things that you have to do is you got to go on a cruise. You have any professional cruisers here? My goodness, you've got to tell people about this. I didn't know. Last week, I actually got to go on a cruise ship. Now, before you get too excited, I didn't actually get to go on a cruise. I got to tour the ship and stay for lunch. But that was enough for me to understand the glory of it. My goodness, these cruise ships are basically like a floating golden corral. But better, okay? Because the buffet is open from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m., and you don't have to drive or go anywhere. You just waddle down to your 181 square foot room and pass out so that you can get up the next morning and do it all over again. It's absolutely amazing. And then they tell you you have an ocean view cabin. There's this little hole where you gotta take turns to look out. But It's absolutely amazing. You know, and like the simplest job on the cruise ship has got to be being the cruise director. Okay? Because being a cruise director, you're basically a combination of a Walmart greeter, a camp counselor, and a Men's Warehouse model. You really don't have, you have a captive audience, they're all drinking their faces off, eating like crazy and passing out. It's got to be the easiest job in the world. So, growing up, some of the things that were interesting for me, when I turned 16, I got my driver's license. And when I went to get my test, the instructor noticed that I walked funny. And he goes, "We're going to have to get you to get a doctor's note to drive stick shift." Because he said, "Listen, I'm not going to let you drive, I'm going to put on automatic only." I said, "No, you don't understand. The car I have at home is a stick shift car." So I had to get a note from a doctor so that I could drive stick shift. Because apparently, cerebral palsy is identical to being drunk. Okay, you walk funny, you talk funny, and you can't walk a straight line sober. So I actually had a driver's license that put that on there. So I am the world's most favorite designated driver because of that. But here's the thing I learned through my walk too. Yeah, we have a few brothers in the house. We got the baller in the back, right? Single up back there. So let me ask you a question. How come when you walk up to somebody like this, they go, "What's happening?" Right? I walk up to somebody like this, they go, "What happened?" You guys are fun. This has been real special tonight because I actually get to be what in the biz is called a feature comedian. I get to open for a very good friend of mine, Steve Zimmerman. He is actually quite hilarious, and you're going to have an entertaining time. And I'm going to leave you with another little story about our kids, and then I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of the night. You guys have been wonderful. You really make me feel special, and I don't mean that in an Olympics term. But any of you that have had girls and boys, they're different kids to raise. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay, it's not just a plumbing thing. There's more involved. We have 3 girls, and then we finally had the boy. We had the same crib for all 4 kids. The girls never got a scratch on it. The boy, by the time he was a year old, it was completely destroyed. Okay, they're very different. And another way they're different is toilet training. Toilet training girls, you just told them how it worked, and they went, "Okay." Right? The boy, you explain it, you draw graphs, you throw Cheerios in the bowl, and he's trying to know it's not breakfast, it's a training tool. So we figured out how to do it. How many of you have heard of Pop Rocks? So that's what you do. You take the diaper, take 2 bags of Pop Rocks, and pour it in the diaper. It only takes 1 night. And here's a little tip for you caregivers. It works on the old folks too. Thank you very much.
Thomas Depot! Come on now! One of our favorites. We've known him for many years. Thomas Depot! Kick in it! Woo! We gave away drinks, we gave away tickets. You guys ready for your headliner?